Hello, it's Amy and welcome to your 30-minute walk and learn. In fact, this is going to be 32 minutes. Today's topic is how stress is killing your weight loss goals. I'm going to dig deep into stress and what it does to our bodies, okay? The format's going to be 1, 2, 3. 1 minute fast, 1 minute slow, 2 minutes fast, 2 minutes slow, 3 minutes fast, 3 minutes slow, and then we'll go back down, up and down. Don't worry about it. I'll talk you through the whole thing. Safety first, remember. Put me in your earbud, one ear if you're out walking, phone in your pocket. Always be safe, even if you're on a treadmill watching this, elliptical bike, because I'm going to go off camera. All right, let's get started. My timer is set. Let's get going. This is a 32-minute walk. I have so much to cover. I'm going to take a deep breath that I can get through all of this while you gently warm up for 2 minutes. This is a 1, 2, 3. So 1 minute fast. We're going to be moving around a lot and I'll probably get distracted. So stay with me. My goal is to help you learn why stress could be killing your weight loss and belly fat goals. But first, how are you doing? Let's check in with the feet. You're walking heel to toe. You've got me in your pocket so you're not distracted, or you're on an elliptical, or someone just messaged me that they were just walking around their house, which is perfect as long as you're moving and learning at the same time. I love that. Check in with your knees. How are they feeling? Your hips, your back. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and let them drop down. Take a deep breath in. I'll try to remember to get to the 16-minute mark for you to turn around if you're going out and back. Taking any time to pause if you need to, grab some water, stretch anything out, adjust your socks. We're going to get started right away because I have a lot to cover. I've got everything ready to go. So weight gain, especially around the middle, is one of the top complaints that women have when they transition into dreaded menopause. Not dreaded, it's something that happens to everybody. Every woman that doesn't gain weight, even if they don't gain weight, see changes in where that fat is deposited. I'm my same weight. In fact, I'm a little bit less, but I know there's more around the middle than ever was before. Understanding why this weight gain occurs can help you come to terms with the biological process of menopause. All right, we're going to go 1 minute fast. Fast. Heel toe pumping. We're just warming up still, so be careful, don't hurt anything, but get your shoulders back and down, abs pulled in, chin slightly tucked, squeezing the glutes with each push off. Make the most out of these fast intervals. This one's going to be a fast one, just 1 minute. But instead of thinking that menopause is something that needs to be dreaded, like I said at the beginning, I need to get out of that head and battled. Women need to know that the symptoms of menopause are something we all go through, some more differently than others, but you're not alone, and what is happening isn't because of something that you're doing or not doing, okay? I've covered a number of topics about weight gain and belly fat, from muscle mass to sleep to nutrition to gut health. Today we're going to dig into, I think, one of the top contributors, not even for menopause women, but all people. It's called stress belly. All right, take a moment and go slow. Take a breath. In small doses, stress is really beneficial. It not only tunes up our brain, but also improves our health and performance. Like if we're going to give a presentation or something. Chronic stress, however, is the complete opposite of beneficial. In our fast-paced world, stress has become all too common part of our lives, and some of us feel proud that we're stressed out because we're working really hard. From work pressures to personal responsibilities, stress can wreak havoc on your overall well-being. One area where stress is particularly detrimental is on our weight, especially on our weight loss goals. And you are killing yourself to exercise more, eat less. That's stress on top of stress. Despite all our best efforts to eat healthy and exercise regularly, chronic stress can sabotage it all. All right, 2 minutes fast. I have a little bit longer. Now take your time, check in with your body, get the most out of this fast interval as we deep dive into the connection between stress and weight loss. And I'm going to share how you can, if we can fit it all in at the end, how you can overcome these barriers and get your desired results, all right? Let's talk about what happens when we're stressed. When we experience stress, our adrenal glands, they're a little triangle-shaped organ that's on top of our kidneys. They release a hormone called cortisol, also known as your stress hormone. Cortisol triggers a fight or flight. Have you heard that before? Fight or flight response, preparing our body to face a perceived threat, okay? Think of cortisol as nature's built-in alarm system. It works with certain parts of your brain to control your mood, your motivation, and your fear, all in preparation to get away, fight or flight, if you're going to fight something or run away from it. Cortisol is not all bad. In fact, it helps with many things our body does. For example, it manages how your body uses carbs and fats and proteins. It keeps inflammation down. It regulates your blood pressure. It increases your blood sugar, glucose, because it knows that you need that for the energy. It controls your sleep and wake cycle, which I think is going on with me right now. It boosts your energy so you can handle the stress and restore balance afterwards. Again, it's not bad. I don't think cortisol is bad. It can be helpful in acute situations, like again, when you have to do that presentation or run away from that saber-toothed tiger. The problem is chronic stress leads to persistent high levels of cortisol, and that can have a very negative effect on your bodies. 5 more seconds of fast. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. 2 minutes of slow. This will be nice. Take some time. Take a deep breath in. Roll your shoulders around. After the pressure or danger is past, your cortisol levels should calm down and your body's going to get back to its normal functions for digestion and heartbeat and blood pressure, all of those. It shuts all of those down when cortisol is high, so it can have all that's needed to run away from that danger. But if you're under constant stress and that alarm button stays on, it can derail your body's most important functions. It can also lead to a number of other health problems, which are, take a deep breath in, roll your shoulders, relax, check in with your feet, anxiety and depression, headaches. Have you ever been stressed and then you get a headache? Heart disease, memory and concentration problems, problems with digestion leading to gut health issues, which I cover in another deep dive, trouble sleeping, raising my hand right there. Additionally, stress can affect your sleep patterns, and inadequate sleep can then also be compounded, which I mentioned in another deep dive, into weight gain and obesity. The combination is you're feeling sluggish, your metabolism's pretty bad, and your sleep quality can really make it even more challenging to lose weight. And then the last one is weight gain. And this is a big listen up moment, okay? Under constant stress, cortisol levels remain high regardless of the day. Because our body's in a stress mode, it wants to have all the energy it can possibly have. And guess what energy is to the body? It's fat. You got 5 seconds slow. And we're going to go 3 minutes fast. This is a longer fast session, so push it a little. Do what you can do. Abs in, shoulders back and down, heel toes squeezing the glutes. So energy to your body, fat is energy to your body. So chronic stress causes excess fat storage, and it gets stored deep in the abdomen. This was new to me. I never thought about this before, but it's deep in there, what's called visceral fat. And it's because it gets stored there as visceral fat, the ab has a really good blood supply, and it's got 4 times more cortisol receptors. That's why when there's too much cortisol in our body, the fat goes right there because it's easier to get at when we need it. That was an aha to me. Did that make sense? Stress is a big cause of belly fat. And I said earlier, we even have that term stress belly. Now, while I have your attention here, there are some things that may require a doctor's visit, okay? Because stress is one thing, but often causes of too much cortisol are a couple different things. Now, don't get scared. I'm going to go through these quickly. I almost didn't put these in, but I want you to be thinking about this. Root cause, getting to the root cause is most important in uncovering why we can't lose the weight. Everybody should be able to lose the weight unless some big things are happening. So one, a nodule or a mass on your adrenal gland or a tumor in your brain's pituitary gland can trigger your body to make too much cortisol. This can cause a condition called Cushing's syndrome. It can lead to rapid weight gain, skin that bruises easily, muscle weakness, diabetes, and many other health problems. Now, don't be scared. As Arnold would say, it's not a tumor, or may not be, unless you're a kindergarten cop movie fan. Did you get that reference? On the other extreme, if your body doesn't make enough of this hormone, you could have a condition called Addison's disease. Addison's disease, also called adrenal insufficiency, is pretty uncommon, and it occurs when the body doesn't make enough cortisol. When the body is under stress, fighting an infection, exercise, starving yourself, this deficiency of cortisol can result in life-threatening thing called Addison's crisis. Which results in low blood pressure, low sugar levels, and high levels of potassium. It requires immediate care, and I've never known anybody to have this, but I have known of dogs that get this disease. It's interesting. Hold on, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, fast now, nice 3 minutes slow, and then we're going to go back down to 2 minutes. Usually the symptoms occur over time, and they include changes in your skin. You might have darkening on scars or in skin folds, being tired all the time, muscle weakness that gets worse, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, and weight. You might lose weight with this one. Low blood pressure. The reason I'm sharing all this is that stress is to really stress, pun intended, to talk to your doctor if you're tired. If you've tried everything and you've still got that weight gain, let them help. I am right in the middle of a bunch of testing, trying to figure out how to treat my menopause symptoms, along with some of the breast cancer things that I'm going through, hot flashes, terrible sleep. I just did a cortisol test where you spit in a tube 4 times a day. It's really easy to do. And then I'm going to get the results. Hopefully I get towards the end of July, I'm going to get my results. If your doctor won't do this, like many won't do, you have to pay out of pocket. I've used this site called LabWorks. I'll make sure I put a link to that below that you can. I think you have to type in cortisol. I'll have a link. But if you're curious, it might be worth the money. Just to see what's happening. Now you're going slow, check in with your body. This next topic, and why is this worse when we hit menopause, was also new as I did a deep dive into the research of what causes belly fat. I had no idea that menopause changed this, and it's not surprised that it changes so many things in our body. Our body loves estrogen. Oh my God. And estrogen, the cortisol estrogen connection is real. Estrogen has anti-cortisol properties, which help the body counteract some of the negative effects of cortisol. So as estrogen goes down, which happens in menopause because our ovaries stop working and producing the estrogen, so does its cortisol fighting superpowers. This means that if your body was able to handle some of the excess day-to-day stress before, it may not be able to handle that quite as well now, which translates into belly fat. Oh boy. Stay until the end because I'll give you some tips to reduce stress, because I have a few more things to convince you to focus on reducing your stress one way or the other, or talking to your doctor. Now, trying to deal with stress and not feeling well can also lead to a host of other bad eating disorders. Okay, when we're stressed, it might not be the cortisol, it might be your emotional behaviors. We've got just 10 minutes of slow. Grab a drink of water. I'm going to take a drink of water because I'm talking a lot and we're focusing on 2 minutes fast now. All right, this next one, I'm going to tell you to turn around after this one. So when we're stressed, raise your hand. I do it all the time. We eat to feel good. I've had a stressful day and I want something ooey gooey. And these comfort foods provide temporary relief by triggering the release of that feel good neurotransmitter called serotonin, that happy hormone. And that it lasts for a short amount of time. And then for me, that ooey gooey thing makes me feel like crap because I know my body doesn't do well with that. The other thing that happens when we're stressed is we're trying to what is the word I'm looking for? Just get our mind off, numbing. We're trying to numb. So we do this mindless snacking. When we're stressed, we turn to foods that cause some sort of distraction. Sometimes if I've had a tough task to take on, I'll distract myself and go into what I call pantry grazing. I'm looking there, I'm not hungry. I'm just distracting myself and I'll just graze and find whatever is in there. And of course, this mindless snacking without paying attention. We have no idea of our portion size or how nutritional this food is. It's just typically not good for us. I'll grab a handful of nuts, which is good for me, but 5 handfuls throughout the day is not. Unfortunately, in indulging in these unhealthy foods as a coping mechanism to feel good or a distraction, all can lead to weight gain and hinder your weight loss progress. Okay. Lastly, we're about halfway there. Let's go 20 more seconds of fast. I'm going to scroll through and see how I'm doing. Oh my gosh, I'm doing really good. I'm going to take a deep breath. I was rushing through this. Let's focus on your walking now that you're really warmed up. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now, if you're going out and back, you can turn around. Let's do 2 minutes of slow. Let's take a minute. Take a deep breath in. I love this particular interval because it goes by a little bit quicker. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then down. Take a moment and look out at your surroundings. Look for something that makes you smile. If you're out in nature right now, being out in nature is one of the coping mechanisms of dealing with stress. There is something about being in nature. From every study I saw, the top thing they said was, if you're stressed, get out into nature, smell, get the fresh oxygen, the sunshine. Oh my God, the feel-good sunshine. I can just feel it. I'm sitting right now at my computer. I'm not stressed. I'm in the middle of a challenge, but I'm feeling okay today. But walking, the best stress relief tool we've got. Nice slow. If you need to take a moment and stretch or circle your feet around, do so. We're going to do a minute of fast. We'll do a minute fast, minute slow, and I think we'll go back up to 3. All right, we're going to talk about how we let's see. Yeah, we're going to take it into action. I'm going to let you go 30 more seconds of slow, and then I'm going to talk about what we do. Because chronic stress, it can drain your motivation, your energy levels, make it get difficult to drive to exercise or maintain a healthy lifestyle. I know when I'm stressed, I know I should be exercising, but then I like, oh, no, I'm going to get this one more thing done, and pile after pile. This is a biggie. All right, here we go. 1 minute fast. Go walk fast. This is a biggie and may be your tipping point. Has anybody read that book, The Tipping Point? That's a book that was big when I was back in HP about what is that one thing that makes you sway towards one way versus the other. They use it a lot in sales. What's the one tipping point that's going to get someone to buy something from you, or in leadership? What's that one thing you're going to say to that person that's going to get them to follow you or do better or something like that? When I ask women over 50, what's the biggest obstacle to leading a healthy lifestyle? Motivation is always at the top. So when you think about, I'm hoping that some of these walk and learns are going to give you that tipping point to take some action, okay? Because I am an action girl. Finish up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's go slow for 1 minute. because we're going to dig into action, because that's what I am. What is the point of learning all of this if you aren't going to do something about it? I'll make sure I leave notes, and I have to do a blog on this too that you can refer to later, because some of these actions you might not be able to take notes now, but you can go back and refer to the notes and the blog to just jot down some things. But think about, as I'm talking about these actions, what's one thing that you might be able to do differently today? You're out exercising, bravo. All right, so that's the thing. If you don't take action, this stress is going to be a part of your life for now. So find ways to manage it. If you want to lose weight, these are a must. Practice stress management techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, yoga, or engaging in hobbies that help you relax and unwind. Let's go 2 minutes fast. Okay, that was number A. So that was one. I had these A, B, C. Number 1 is finding ways to manage that stress when you're in that mode, taking a moment, recognizing that you're in that stress. So you do some breathing. Have you ever done the 4-part breath? The breathing in for 4, holding for 7, and then letting it out for 8. Dr. Wild taught us that when I was in my integrative nutrition training on that. He claims that they taught the Navy SEALs to do that. Another one of my girlfriends, when she's driving in a stressful situation, she'll hold onto the steering wheel and then do that 4-part breath, 3-part breath, in for 4, hold for 7, and then out for 8. That's something that I do when I'm trying to go to sleep. Hasn't been as successful as I'd like, but yes, that's the first one. Finding some stress relief techniques that work for you. Maybe it's a YouTube video on meditation. Have any of you used or subscribed to the app Calm? I'm thinking about that now. Hobbies like painting or drawing or even watching TV can be a little bit stress relieving, at least for me. The second one is, we're going fast. We got 40 seconds left, is guess what? Regular exercise. Exercise helps reduce stress levels and releases endorphins. That's the body's natural mood enhancers. Be careful of exercise though. Intense exercise for more than 40 minutes can increase your cortisol. So if your goal is to keep your cortisol in check, you suspect that stress is your root cause of your weight gain in your belly, you're going to want to do everything you can to keep that cortisol in check. Keep your workout shorter if you're in these very, very stressful times. Let's go slow, 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 slow. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. Intense exercise may need to stop. And you might need that exercise time to focus on practicing more mindful workouts like light walks, stretching, just moving your joints. There is a disease and that I'm being tested for. It's called adrenal dysfunction. I'm not going to remember the title. HPA axis dysfunction. That's the technical term. And when that happens, when you're in that state, you have to cut out exercise altogether. And it doesn't seem like that's going to be a fun thing for me, but we'll see. I might not be there. Don't stop moving though. You're going to be needing to move because what is it? Motion is lotion and rest is rest. But the movement has to be gentle and very low stress inducing. Nice 1 more minute of slow. Follow your body's. The next one with regards to exercise is to follow your body's normal cortisol levels and do your intense exercise in the morning. Your cortisol naturally is high in the morning, and then it slowly, gradually goes down to a gradual incline to where you're ready to go to sleep. So exercise intensely in the morning, and if you do your lighter exercise in the evening, like yoga or walking, too intense at night could cause that cortisol to spike, and then that's going to disrupt your sleep. And then speaking of sleep, we've got about 15 more seconds of slow. Make sleep a priority. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a calming bedtime routine and limit, hold on, here we go. Ready? 3 minutes. This is it. Fast, fast, fast. 3 minutes fast. This is going to be the last fast, then slow, and then we're going to do a cool down. I'll give you a 1 minute, 1 more minute fast at the very end. So a nice push it. Let's push that. Let's bring up that intensity. You might be raising your cortisol a little bit, but we're going to bring it down for the rest of this walk and releasing even more happy hormones to help fight that stress. So create a calming bedtime routine and limit your exposure to the electronic devices right before you go to bed. I was surprised at how much the electronic devices affect our sleep. You can listen to more of the deep dive on sleep in the other one of my walk and learns. So shut down your work stuff early so you aren't waking up in the night worried about it. I do that all the time. In fact, when I was in college, I couldn't study for an exam the night before because I would solve problems all night long. So what I would do is wake up at 3 in the morning and start studying. For my exams in engineering school, I would study for 8 hours before an exam. They were intense. Anyway, okay, let's go to, we've got only 2 more. I think I'm going to make this one. We're going, what are we doing now? Keep going, 3 minutes fast. That's what we're on, 3 minutes fast. The next one is healthy eating habits, okay? Avoid turning to unhealthy foods as a coping mechanism. Find something else, because what's going to happen is you're going to eat these things that bring that temporary comfort, but then you're going to be stressed because you ate those bad things, okay? I call these unhealthy foods, the substitute for them, healthy enough options. As opposed, now you don't want to maybe not snack. If you're hungry, give yourself permission maybe, but turn to something as opposed to cookies or sweets in the afternoon. Grab a handful of nuts or some protein or fruit, okay? Of course, overall, a good rule of thumb is to focus on eating a balanced diet rich in fruits and vegetables and lean proteins and whole grains. Okay, let's push it. Keep going. We got 40 seconds of fast, 43 to be exact. Keep going. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm getting through this one. I'm going to have a little bit time to summarize and a nice time to get you stretched out at the end. So you're not stressed out and you're releasing the cortisol levels. And so it's not being stored right around your middle. Oh gosh. The last one as we go, push, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, push 3, 2, and 1. Let's go 3 minutes slow. I'm going to do 1 more minute of fast, but take advantage of this nice 3 minutes of slow while I wrap this up. This last one is really something I want you to listen intently on. If you're in a stressful situation, you know it's causing you problems, get some help. It doesn't have to be professional, although I highly, highly recommend it. Getting help from a therapist is sometimes for some people has a bad taste in their mouth, a bad stigma. It has saved me a couple of times. 3 that come up right now. One, sister that causes stress. I actually hurt myself. I was so mad at her for something, and I was doing a punching bag to release stress, and I blew out my elbow. That was a tough one. Leaving my job at HP. I was there for 26 years. It was my identity. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do after that. I was always the HP engineer, the HP manager. How was I going to transition? I remember my last day at the job. I was walking through the halls and I saw a girl that I'd worked with for probably the whole time I was there, and I burst. In fact, I think I'm going to burst into tears right now. Oh my goodness, sorry. That always brings up such emotion with me. I saw Janice, and I just burst into tears then, and I could not stop those tears. So I saw a therapist, and she helped guide me through that horrible time. And oh my God, I'm so Dale, if you listen to this one, she saved me. And then breast cancer. Oh my God, that was another traumatic point in my life where I reached out to several therapists. One I didn't like so much. Found one through my insurance. One more minute of slow. Found someone through my insurance. And I highly recommend that if you do talk to a therapist, you get picky. If you don't gel, find another one. This person was terrible. I had breast cancer, just got diagnosed. I wanted to come out of this even better than I was. I wanted to dig deep and dig into some of the things that were holding me back, I think, and that this was a time to be in a situation where I was vulnerable and learn more about myself. And all she kept saying to me was, "You're strong, you'll be okay, you got this." That's not what I wanted. I wanted to dig into what I could learn more. Anyway, I found a wonderful therapist that I loved. So that was a great thing for me to do. All right, so reach out to friends. 10 more seconds of slow, family, or even a support group if going to therapy isn't a lot, to share your feelings and concerns, and that can really help. All right, we're going to do 1 more minute of fast while I wrap this up. Push this. This is the last minute, and then we'll do 1 more quick minute of cool down and a little bit of stretching. Sometimes just talking about the stress can alleviate it. So if you can talk to a spouse, don't stuff it down. That's what I've done and learned my whole life is unhappy thoughts, unhappy times. You don't show your emotions, just stuff them down. One of the coping mechanisms or tools that the last therapist gave me, come on, let's go fast. We've got like 25 more seconds, 20 more seconds, push, was don't keep those emotions in, let them out, otherwise they're going to fester. So she told me when I started to feel things about this breast cancer diagnosis, just go scream somewhere, scream into a pillow, get it out, sit in your car and scream. I did that one time with the pillow in the living room. Ed was gone, but my dog Whiskey was still there and he freaked out. Okay, last minute of slow. So in conclusion, while stress is inevitable, it's going to be a part of all of our lives. It's crucial to recognize its negative influence on your weight loss goals. By understanding the connection between stress and weight loss and implementing the coping strategies we talked about, maybe realizing it's time to talk to your doctor or get tested, you can regain control over your health and possibly achieve your desired weight loss goals. Now let's take 1 moment, reach up towards the sky. Remember, self-care, what you're doing, getting out and walking, and stress management are key components to a successful weight loss journey. Prioritizing mental health and physical well-being. Doing this, and the pounds will follow suit. Take 1 more deep breath in. I didn't give you any time to stretch, so take some time to stretch. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you reach out if anything resonated with you. And I want you to stop right now. What 1 action might you take today to dig into your stress, and could it be causing your belly fat? How did that feel, learning something while you've got a planned walk where you're walking faster than slower, you're warming up, you're cooling down? I thought this was a great idea. If you like this, give me a thumbs up and let me know and I'll do some more. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified when they're there, or leave me a comment of what you liked about this video. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.